I'm sitting here, do I have to go into that far right lane, or can I be in the middle of that lane and then get back into my, and this is a 2-lane road I'm going into.
You have to end your turn in the left.
So do I go?
What do we all remember about basic G-class learning?
You have to end in the
Left to left, right to right.
Yeah,
Does not matter.
but
You can
if your
cross
trailer
over.
is long and I'm
yes,
taking,
you can go out, you can bring it back, and then
Yeah.
you move yourself over.
but can I be? Do I have to go all the way into that lane and back in, or?
Yep. You gotta come all the way back in, and then you.
No, I mean, if I go into that right lane, can I go halfway into that right lane? I have to go
Today
all
we
the way in.
have Ontario Truck Training Academy instructor coming into our shop to get our guys ready to pass the AR license exam, so they are able to drive truck with heavy trailer.
People will work with you. You just have to not force them to, but you're basically asking them to. It's only the ones that are always in a rush that just try to get around everything. And that's where you just have to be a little bit more on the motion, on the head movements, to just make sure that they're not sneaking into your blind spots. Because these vehicles have massive blind spots. It could be that little dump trailer, could be the big gooseneck, doesn't matter. They still have blind spots. Look over that shoulder. If you have the space to look over your shoulder and you can see down the side, look over your shoulder. It's not illegal to look over your shoulder. If you can see, of course. If you're using your dump truck, then if you look over your shoulder, all you're looking at is the box. Right? That one has more blind spots than like the dually or the crew cab. Crew cab doesn't have very many blind spots. Neither would the dually. But that dump truck, a lot more blind spots.
Right.
So it's always just being safe, being aware of what's around you, and being ready for everything. The angle the truck is on,
Yeah.
I want you to try to get somewhere as possible, like straight.
Okay.
Like you could hook it up right now, because
Yeah.
you are over top of it.
Yeah.
But try to get the truck as straight as possible.
Okay.
That's okay. Looks like you're on top.
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing you state when you come back to your trailer is what? Trailer is. You
Trailer
can say chalked or secure.
secure. Okay. Trailers
Whatever's easiest for you to say.
okay.
But you can point to them and say my trailer is secure.
Secure. Gotcha. So today we have some driving training in the morning. Jim, Constantine, and I will be learning a bit more from Chris about how to properly hook up and back up trailers. This is going to be really important for us in the upcoming year because, especially on the work down in PEI and on off-site work, it's going to be very handy to have multiple people who are able to drive the trailers, to drive equipment and materials to the job sites. It's a real handicap to only have a couple people who are able to drive because it limits how many places you can go in a day, how many trucks and trailers you can send out to different jobs. So having all of us able to do it is going to really help the company to be able to attack multiple locations at once.
So my trailer is secured. I'm gonna connect.
Connect, yeah.
I'm gonna
What do you
connect
do
truck
before-
and trailer.
What do you do before you connect the trailer? You have to inspect your trailer.
Yeah.
Remember.
I'm gonna inspect the trailer before. So that once again, okay. So the trailer is secured. I'm gonna check if the trailer is. I don't know, like Monday.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
That's no excuse. Actually, that's every excuse.
So I'm gonna double check the safety of the trailer. I'm gonna check the chains. It's not bended. It's connected right here. And if it moves, so I'm gonna cut this chain. Second chain is not bended. It's secured right here. Safety beam. I'm gonna connect it right here. Now I'm gonna lower the trailer. Sorry, lift out the trailer. Put it down. I'm gonna close the pin. Pin is closed. Yep. I'm gonna double check the trailer is secured, so I'm gonna lift it up again. Yeah, it's nice and secure. Jack is lifting, so I'm gonna put it back. I'm trying to reverse and park the trailer in the right spot. So on the sides between cones, we have 11, the distance between cone to cone, like on my left and right side, it's altogether 11.5 feet. That's the limit. And you have to go through, technically right now we have just cones, but I'm imagining it as concrete walls, because if you hit somewhere in the middle, you're still not past.
I'm back after a little ski trip and then a detour down to Florida for the Leanscaper event. Then we stayed a couple days extra there for some fishing and some boat time. So that was good. Back to the cold weather. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. It's getting better. But it seems like these guys are making good progress here. We got some guys doing driver's training back home. We got Mark, Wailu, and Wes working on our stone arch. And we got these carpenters here working away with two of the hardscape fellers. So hopefully they can start swinging these beams up within the next couple days here. And then next week the hardscape crew will be out here. We're gonna start installing that flagstone because we're gonna have some warmer weather. So hopefully the ground's not completely frozen because that still needs to be excavated more. If we put gravel on that the way it is, we don't have enough base. So I'm hoping that it gets a little warmer for us. It's looking good next week. We got some high 10s, 15 degrees, something like that. So hopefully all the snow melts for us. Trip was good. Yeah, skiing was good. And then it was good to be down in Florida out of the cold and hanging out by the water. We went on the boat 2 days there. I went on a fishing charter with some of the guys, like some of the older landscapers, and went out on the boat with a group there, and then the actual operations intensive itself was really good. The speakers this time again were really good, and it was good seeing all my buddies and then everyone in the community. It was good to go around, talk to everybody, and like I said, it was nice to get out of the cold weather for a bit.
We got the carpentry crew putting together some of the rafters for the outdoor kitchen timber frame structure that we have. We're currently drilling holes and placing the temporary brackets that we made last week with the threaded rods that Ryan and Brian made in the shop yesterday. We just got to make sure that everything is put together, staged properly, square, parallel, the right measurements, and then we put on all of our pieces and bracket them together so that they don't move. And then Thursday or Friday when the crane comes, we're going to strap them all up and lift them up onto the structure truss style like they would on a house. Makes things pretty simple and foolproof on the day of installation, but it's lots of prep here on the ground. So everything looks good so far. We also have some of the angle bracing to do in all the corners of the structure itself so that it doesn't sway and move around as much. But yeah, just a slow day here in Port Hope after winter decided to take another swing at things. Everyone's cold, but we're all working hard. It's good. We are putting together, so there's two different sets of rafters, or two different kinds. We have our front feature pieces, which is the ones that I'm sitting on right now. They're the bottom two layers. And then you have your regular middle rafters, which just have like one piece of cross bracing. And those are the ones that we're building now on top. And then right now we're putting in dowels just to make sure that the two pieces of rafters stay together. And you gotta drill the holes just slightly big enough for the dowels, and then use a big sledgehammer to drive them into place, and then use glue. Even though the glue doesn't work too good in the cold, we're still putting it in because it's a good thing to do. So it'll do something, but it doesn't work quite as well as when it's like plus 10 or 20 out. But yeah, and then you get your hole, drive in your dowel, and then it's solid. Nothing's ever coming apart. That glue is going to cure really nicely, and we're all good. And then you use some sawdust, fill up those holes with the glue. And then you can cut them. So that stays just perfectly flat on the thing. There you go. Perfect. There you go. So keep this flat on the board. Yeah, there you go. Then, there you go. And now they're permanently fixed together and nothing's ever coming apart. That's the process.
You want to cut it on the bottom too?
Yeah. The bottom needs to have the same thing happen. Just watch your fingers. Alright. A little more. Come on. There you go. Yep. There you go.
The leader going to be like falling behind us, and Russell might be in the excavator.
I don't love my job as much as I do.
Got a little bit early to get all the machines prepped, warmed up. So we're anticipating the crane coming in a little bit. We need to get everything staged, in position, make sure the machine's able to come in where we want it to, because the ground's semi-soft. It's partly frozen right now. We just loaded in new gravel and stuff underneath the structure yesterday. It'll be okay. We're rolling out these thick rubber mats that we have to create a pathway so we don't sink into any mud. And, we got all our Rafters staged up over there over the last 2 days. Once the crane comes, it'll be a little bit hectic, but overall it should go pretty smooth.
Boom lift. Pay attention, work under the crane, not going under the crane where he have a wedge or something, and not going under the boom lift. Every time get the eye contact with guy who work on a boom lift and who work with crane. Yeah, every time. If you need, just yelling to everybody something. And be careful because it's very slippery today. And also I think so we today working on the ladder, extension ladder, big ladder. I need one guy who hold that ladder 100% and secure that guy who working on top. So yeah, be careful today. It's very that camera.
Dangerous today.
Dangerous today. Okay, that's it. You
Could you use that tagline when putting up the Rafters? Just a piece of rope. Jim was telling me to use a tagline yesterday.
A tagline?
Yeah, so that's just
To
rope.
know
We
which
got
one
rope
we
in-
have?
It's just rope. You
Okay.
just grab rope.
Oh,
it's in
just
the,
to-
it's in
okay,
the
okay.
bottom of the trailer on the floor.
All right.
You're just gonna tie that around, snug onto
adjust
the
it.
tail end.
Yeah.
Adjust it so you'll be on the crane side.
Gotcha. So control.
Yeah, so you're just controlling that.
yeah,
doesn't spin.
grab that rope whatever you need to be ready for this crane. I hope so. He coming soon.
Time is in it?
It's 8:40 already. It's not here, but supposed to be. He have to come at 8:30. I don't know what happens.
How's she look?
We're just putting in the brackets, setting it in place, drilling the holes. Cleet's gonna thread the rods, put the bolts. Those guys go to the next one, and hopefully we can just be going like clockwork. That's the plan. Let's see.
How's it going right now?
Yeah, it's a game of snakes and ladders, right? Sometimes 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. But yeah, I think it's going pretty smooth. The crane got here on time. We got all our tools, nothing's missing. That's exactly what you want. So you're not worried about not having anything.
Those rods that would be drilled from this side.
Process, make sure we're ready. Which is great.
But he'll be able to walk it in a little more than he needs. Like, you know what I mean?
And we got good guys like Kyle here.
That's all I'm thinking. Not too
making
much,
sure he's watching everybody, you know, making sure everybody's safe, giving us pointers. I like that. I really like that. It's not just, you know, a bystander. You make sure, like, you see something, you say
Hey, what if
something.
you throw the bracket up and then put the hole through the bracket? That's a
DC. I like that.
What's it like seeing the team all come together to work on this?
You know, it's like a lot of trust we have with each other. I think we're all like skilled enough where like we have the trust. Right now we're just like push each other, so like we push the envelope a little bit. So you know, there's always a way to be more efficient, more productive, and that's what we're trying to do. So every time we do something where it's like, hey, that's not as productive or as efficient, we correct and we move forward. That's good.
That you can like line holes up with.
How's she looking?
It's looking pretty, you know? You know, it's a lot of moving parts. A lot of coordination is good.
Take the mic.
Oh, the mic, yeah.
Take the mic.
Yeah, once you, if you get your coordination down and you get your signals and your guys all on point, everybody doing what they got to do in the right position, it can go smoothly. And it's been going smoothly. Fingers crossed, keep it up. But basically a rinse and repeat system. Once you get your setup, you get your guys in the right spots, then we just shift down the line. So not too complicated, just a lot of moving parts. It's another day in paradise. We got 5 more going, 5 more. So 2 out of 7. We're getting there. Coordinating with the crane operator's a big thing too. Like, he's sitting in a cab 40 feet away. We gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta be able to get it in within a half an inch. So it's a little bit of coordination and communication. Wow, once we get this one bolted in, that's 2 in, and we keep running.
It's good progress.
Yeah. Well, we try to keep it not quick, but fast. While everybody's being safe and everything, not breaking any material. So.
Alright guys, today here at Private Paradise we just got these rafters put up. Crane truck is packing up and pulling out, so we're moving on to other tasks. which include doing these 45-degree bracings on the corner. They got to go everywhere that's a 90-degree angle coming up from posts going into beams, anywhere on this structure. So Kyle and I right now are just working on jamming some of these wooden dowels through there. It's all about keeping everything square in the right spot at a 90-degree angle. And then we put some ratchet straps around it to make sure that it stays in place while we drill and hammer dowels into place. Then that keeps everything nice and secure. Once these dowels are in and the glue is cured, nothing's ever gonna move. Keeps everything where it needs to stay, and we're good that way. Other than that, sometimes you gotta run into a couple of problems, like you get dowels that get halfway in and then they snap. So if we get lucky, we can take the piece down, hammer the dowel back out and put a new one in. If we don't get lucky, then we gotta drill out the dowel and put a new one back in after that. But it's all about being precise to not make a bigger hole than is necessary. Other than that, it's just a tedious process, and we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of them to do. So we got another 2 hours of doing this maybe. We're just gonna keep rolling and things will be good.
Everything went pretty smoothly. It was a little hectic at times, but everything overall went really good. We had a machine that we rented, a telescoping boom. I was in that, operating that with another guy, fastening in the brackets. The machine really cuts down the time, like what they say, like having the right tool for the job really helps things come along. And I fully agree with that. Having that machine really helped out. Everything went really good. The ground was really soft today. This morning it was more frozen. Everyone was saying like, oh, the ground will be frozen enough for the machine that we rented, but we had to use a lot of the rubber mats that we have. So we laid out a whole pathway for the rubber laid out a whole pathway of rubber mats for the machine. And that really helped. We would have got stuck 100% without those mats. So just having the right stuff is really key. Yeah, everything's really solid. Each piece went up. The metal brackets really held it in spot, like level. See, like everything's just freestanding now, but we did a metal bracket on each side of the rafter, like on this side and this side, and on the other side, same thing, and that really holds that solid. People were thinking we would have to brace down and stuff, but you couldn't knock that over if you tried.
What's it like being back to all the snow?
Not bad. Used to it since all this. It's better now. I mean, we got quite a bit less. You can actually start to see grass poking through in some spots, so I'm glad to be home. The trip was getting quite long.
Back to work.
Back to work.